Well, hey, everyone. How are you all doing, guys? I am super excited to be sharing with you. Listen, I have been struggling to put forth these videos for one reason or the other. But I have taken the time out today to learn how to use everything that I have at my fingertip for recordings and that kind of thing. So I am using my phone as a webcam because that was part of the problem, guys, trying to set up my computer as something to use. Right. So, like I was saying, guys, that one of the things that has been long overdue for me to share with you guys is my fasting video. Now, guys, I know the word does tells us, the Bible does tell us that when you go into fasting, it's really about yourself and the Lord. It's a private affair. And so I'm not doing this because I want everybody to know that I'm fasting. I'm doing this because I want to reinforce the need for us to be fasting, the need for us to be spending time in the presence of the Lord, the need for us to be hearing from God, the need for us to um, be deliberate about our Christian walk, guys. Yes, the need for us to be. And so that's what I want to be sharing with us in this video. Now, guys, this is the third year that the Lord would have sent me into this um 21-day fast. Many know it as the Daniel fast, and I have come to discover that the 21-day fast is actually a revelatory fast. If you go back to the book of Daniel and from chapter 1 all the way down to chapter I think it's 9 or 10, guys. Hopefully I'll remember and put it somewhere in this video because I'm really going to be exploring how to really edit this video all on my own, but that's for another thing. But I took the time to read through the book of Daniel, guys, especially if, as I said, from chapter 1 to chapter 10. And you will see there how Daniel engaged in various fasts. But the particular one, the 21-day fast, was one that he prayed about some stuff and he needed revelation. Now, guys, there's something I want to clearly outline for us to know is that when you embark on your fast, you need to understand that God is not deaf. God is not deaf to say that you need to be pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding. No, 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 no. As a matter of fact, in Daniel chapter 9, when the angel came to him, the angel said to him, the day you started to fast, the very day the answer actually came, right? But the angel said he was being bombarded, right? And it wasn't until the end of the fast. And that's why, guys, sometimes you have to keep pressing, right? You have to keep pressing. You have to keep focus. You have to keep being deliberate about your fast, about seeking the face of the Lord for specific things in your life, for specific revelations. Something I've discovered that what God has sent me or showed me are other persons to reinforce my fast. So I found this girl, Rhoda. I'll tag her in the chat. I'll tag her so you can see what I'm talking about. She was one of them that I actually engaged in for the fast. When I say engaging in terms of meal ideas and that kind of thing. This other girl, Morgan Tracy J, she was quite helpful to listen. Sometimes, let me tell you something, and Morgan did say it in her video, and Rhoda said it too, that there are a lot of persons who criticized them for coming forward with their fast in the way that they did. But you have to know what your motive is, guys. And if your motive is not self gain, then you don't need to worry yourself. As long as God is getting the glory, that is what is super important, guys. All right, so when I decided to do this fast, guys, the first thing I did, and I just want to go through step by step, what exactly did I do to go into this fast and carried me throughout. I'm going to share with you what were some of the revelations that I got in this fast. And guys, I really want this to be a talking video, so I hope you don't mind me drinking a little water and really just talking to you. All right, so All right. So like I said, that one of the thing is that I felt the stir in my spirit. That's the first thing. I felt the stir in my spirit that God was calling me to a fast. And you know, when God is calling to a fast, guys, when for me, everything just started going topsy-turvy. When the Lord did this the first year, because like I said, this is my third year. When the Lord called me to this in my third year, my first year, I remember it was things were going AY in my marriage. And I remember not knowing what to do at the time, but again, God in his wisdom called me to a fast, guys. And so that really helped. Um, then last year when the Lord called me to a fast again, ah, I'm sorry about the dogs on the outside. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get rid of those, but let's hope that's not too much of a disturbance for you guys and that you can still hear me. I don't know if you can, but I'm gonna just keep talking to him until he stops barking because I wanted to hear what steps I took to go through this fast. So the second year again, there was trouble again, guys. Trouble from all angles. And sometimes, guys, when you're going through, when you're being hard pressed by the enemy, it's time for you to take some time to spend some time with the Lord. Yeah, yeah. Sometime when you, because we all have devotions, yeah. As Christians, we're all having our devotions. But I'll be honest with you. Some days my devotions is really just a matter of, hey God, good to see you. See you later. um, and we're not taking that time to really spend to hear what God has to say and to pour our heart into him, to spend some time in the word. And that's something that I have come to enjoy, guys, that spending time with the Lord, that digging into the word. I have come to thoroughly enjoy my time in the word, hearing from God. So I felt that the Lord was calling me to a fast. But I said to the Lord, I said, Lord, I don't want it to just be a ritual. I want to know, what exactly are you calling me to? What am I going into this fast with? Well, guys, let me tell you something. Careful what you ask for, because sometimes we're asking for some things, you see? And in asking, things do happen, guys, and you have to be very deliberate, right? And so things happen. And so I said, okay, God, I'm going to go into this fast for the men in my life, and that's my son and my husband. I'm going to go into the fast for them. But as I prepared myself to go into the fast, the Lord brought me to this passage. And it's the passage, I actually wrote it down. It's the passage with the crippled man. And so you guys know, the crippled man whose friends took him to Jesus. And that was the first thing that the Lord showed me weeks before I actually went into the fast. And guys, believe it or not, day one of the fast, the Lord took me back to this very same passage. So the crippled man, he was sick and he was in his place, his state. And it is said that his friends mobilized him. So look at this. There are a number of lessons that I picked out of this. It was the actions of his friends and the faith of his friends. And we also want to put in there the faithfulness of his friends to move him from where he was, from his state of being sick and being in a state of crippleness, to moving him to a place where he got an encounter with Jesus. And he not only had an encounter, but he also received his healing. Now, guys, if you also notice that when his friends got to where Jesus was, the word of the Lord said that the place was full, they could not have gotten in. And so what they did was that they went and they cut a hole in the roof and they let him down. And Jesus was so impressed by their faith, he said to the man, take up your bed and walk. I want to say to you guys that one of the things that the Lord showed me in that is that sometimes when we're going on a journey, we need some support to take with us, right? And they may not go all the way, but at least they'll go part of the way. And sometimes you are also setting the pace for others. And so, guys, I put this out in my WhatsApp group, my God's Daily Portion group. Not that it wasn't a matter of showing off. It really was one I figured that I needed support. But what I didn't realize is that I was becoming support for so many others who engaged in this fast and came on the journey. And my God, did God show up for so many who did. So that was day one. That was the first thing that the Lord shared with me on day one of the fast. Um, um, I made some notes. Oh, right. So in preparation again, no. So that was the first thing. No, another thing that the Lord said to me in preparing, guys, and as I recognize that there was a few other persons who were going to come on the fast with me, is that we needed to prepare ourselves. So a Daniel fast still includes eating, but it was a matter. The Daniel fast is about you taking something out of your diet. For me, I was removing all meat. Um, One moment, guys. One moment. I am trying to, what is this saying? Okay, right. So one for me, I removed all meat. I removed all forms of white flour, anything that had white flour, anything that had sugar, actual sugar in it. So there was no pastry. I didn't do any dairy. I didn't do any meat. I did include fish in my 21-day diet, 21-day fasting. I did include fish. I had done the sweetener, the natural sweetener, guys. I had used the agave nectar. I used that one. I used it for a few days. I also, instead of using my tea bags, and I'm here in Jamaica, so I'm just telling you stuff that I use that I could have found in my cupboard here and on the shelves in the supermarket here in Jamaica. So I used my agave and used it sometime because I didn't wanna do the sugar. I use cinnamon leaf. I boil the actual cinnamon leaf for tea. Some days I'd use the agave in there. Some days I didn't. I used the ginger, natural ginger as well. I use soursop leaf some of the time for it. I used mint, the actual mint leaves. And so what I did was to boil them, and then I poured them in my cup, and I used them. So that was one of the things I had to prepare. I had to have an idea, what was I going to use. Now, because I was removing meat, guys, then I need to find something to replace as protein. So I did a lot of peas, especially my red peas. I did a lot of red peas, and I did some videos that are already up on my YouTube channel, guys, showing, and I'll probably tag them somewhere all over so that you'll see them. I used those as well. I used the red peas to make different stews and that kind of thing. That was pretty delicious. I used ackee. I use ackee a lot. I use pumpkin. That was one of the things I realized the Lord had me using a lot of pumpkin in this fast. I really need to go and find out the significance of pumpkin and what nutrients pumpkin had in it. Plus, pumpkin is a natural sweetener, guys, because one of the things I found, like red peas on its own can have a little bitterish taste. So I used the pumpkin, especially for the stew. And I crushed the pumpkin and crushed it out in it, and it gave it such a sweet taste. I use a lot of plantains too, guys. I didn't do a lot of the frying. I tried not to do a lot of frying. And if I did have to do any form of frying, I used butter, garlic butter to do so. I put a lot of stuff in the oven as well, or I just use plain water to do a lot of stuff. I used a lot of my dry seasonings and natural herbs, if you want to call it. So like my scallion here in Jamaica, we call it scallion, thyme, onion, sweet pepper, tomatoes. I used a lot of those to sweeten my stuff. I put a little salt, not a lot, in my stuff. I had gone as ahead too, guys, and I had I blended okra. No, did I put the okra? I used okra, but I didn't blend it up. I blended my garlic, scallion, thyme, onion. I made a green seasoning, and I used that a lot in a lot of the stuff. So the food still had some taste to it, right? And guys, let me be clear too. I am married and I have small children. I did prepare their meals separate from mine. And something I discovered is that if God has called you to an ordained fast, let me tell you, you'll be able to fulfill it. A lot of my friends who were on the fast kept saying that they don't know how they're going to do it because of their food, and how they're going to do without sugar and white bread and pastry and stuff. Let me share something with you. I need to have milk most nights because I have this stomach issue. I had no milk for that time, and God was so good to me. He kept me during that time, guys. I'm a foodie, for want of a better word. And I watched God kept me. He kept me during those times. No, there were some things that I introduced on this fast. I went and I found what do you call it? Piglets. I don't think it's called piglets. It's Lenten stew. I'm gonna look for the name and share it, guys. They're chiplets. That's what I'm calling. Guys, you hear me talking about piglets? Chiplets. I found some chiplets, right? And there are some and chunks, veggie chunks. I found those and the veggie chiplets. I found those. And guys, let me tell you something. I prepared a piece of stew. And I did it with whole wheat spaghetti and whole wheat pasta. You could not have told me that that was not ground beef when I finished season up that thing and put my red peas in there and put some tomato sauce in there and the whole works. You would never know. Just ask my girlfriend, and she will tell you, because she often came over and we shared the meal. Another thing that I ate during my 21-day Daniel fast, guys, was bami. Because again, that's all natural. So the bami, you're looking for stuff that will hold your stomach, right? While you are doing without meal and doing without your regular meal. Because the fast is really not about the food, guys. But it is all about pushing away something that you delight in for the glory and the presence of God. And so I'm just stressing that because it's for 21 days, you still want to sustain yourself, right? But you want to put away something. All right, water, guys. Water, 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 water. This bottle, I had this bottle. Let me turn it sideways so you can see. Yeah, this bottle, I used, I fill this bottle every day. Gonna drink some more. And again, if you're just tuning in, please, I'm apologizing for the dog. That's actually my neighbor's dog. It's making so much noise on the outside, but I hope you can still hear me in this video. So water, I had water right throughout. My God, that dog would just not stop. So I had water throughout, guys. And something that I did most mornings too, I had a lot of oats with pumpkin seed, sunflower seed, how can I forget? Chia seed, right? My raisins, yes, guys, my raisins. I had a lot of raisins as well, because raisins is a natural sweetener. So I had a lot of those. Guys, I'm really sorry for the dog, really, really sorry for the dog, and I'm hoping that you're all still able to hear me amidst, and he's not stopping. Oh my God. Right, so I had a lot of that. As part of my, especially for in the early morning, I had a lot of that for the early morning. So those were basically what I had for the 21 days, guys. But I want to share with you some of the things that the Lord shared with me for each day on the journey, on the fasting journey, guys. And so day one, he spoke to me about the fact for corporate support in the form of others. Here's something, and I'm going to just share with you some little tips, some little snippets of things that the Lord shared. He said, many will see my life as a testimony and declare they have never seen anything like this. The glory of God is all over me. Mark 3, he shared this with me too. Mark 3, the man with the withered hands. He again performed a miracle that made the critics angry, but they could not deny Jesus had worked a miracle, right? In the end, he invited 12 to go higher, He invited 12 to go higher with him. They would proclaim the word and were given authority to cast out demons. I don't know why the Lord would reveal these things to me, but one of the things that I know he shared is that as he calls us to higher, he selects those who can go higher with him, guys. And there were songs in the midst of it. There were songs that the Lord dropped in my spirit every day. This song, I'll put you in front. I'll make room for two, you and I, Jesus. Yes, I remember, guys. Oh my God. So many times throughout the fast, he kept giving me that song. And Oh, here's a YouTube video that he showed me on day one, The Life of Michelle. That was the name of the YouTube. She said that God answered me during my 21 days Daniel fast, my experience. God, and this was, oh, I saw what I have here. This was where the Lord confirmed for me that it was okay to include fish in my diet. Because guys, I remember clearly, I brought home fish, and I was trying to decide, should I eat the fish, so should I not eat the fish? And I was so hungry. And I remember I found this video and I was watching it. And when she mentioned the fish, I said, okay, God, thanks for confirming. Then I just went and warmed up my fish and had my fish. So the Lord told me while driving home that his word is true. This was something else he told me on day one as I was driving home. He said, my word is truth. Guys, I tell you, I remember it hit me like a bomb when the Lord gave me that word, that his word is truth. And so I said, God, I'm going to hold on to this throughout the fast. So that was my first day of the fast. Then on day two, guys, he took me to the whole matter of the Daniel fast. What is the actual Bible study on the Daniel fast. And so these are some questions that I wrote down. Why he did it, what did he do, right? How did he do it? What was the result? And so in Daniel chapter 2, here's what the Lord shared with me, that the Daniel fast is about. He says it's about spiritual support, it's about strategic alignment, it's about supernatural enabling, and it's superior elevation. My God, I'm telling you, yeah. The Lord does speak, guys. Those are some of the things he revealed to me on day two of my fast. I wrote something, as a servant of God, be aware of your influence. This was in, I was looking at Daniel chapter 2, verse 14. But these are some of the things that he gave me. He said, use wisdom and tact to get information to act. I got to read that for somebody. Use wisdom and tact to get information to act. Verse 17, he says, some matters requires backup and additional support. And this here, guys, is what the Lord had used to confirm again for me the need to pull a few people on this fast, both to support them and for them to support me. And so this was a truth that he revealed to me. Here's what I wrote. Daniel went to his friends and urged them to plead for mercy from God and for revelatory knowledge, right? And for revelatory knowledge to enable their survival. Guys, this passage for me was one of those practical ones that in this walk with the Lord, we often need to exercise wisdom, and we're going to need to for the Lord to give us strategies as it relates to how we are going to proceed. So that was something he shared. We're often strategically aligned to help to save others. Yes. And so, guys, as I said to you, like I said to you, is that some of the times you need your revelatory, the Daniel fast, you need revelatory knowledge on some things. And the Daniel fast is one such to help you with that revelatory knowledge that you're looking for. Verse 19, I wrote here, as they prayed, the Lord revealed the mystery of the dream in a vision. And here's something I wrote. Some of us are about to dream again. Some of us are about to dream again. Yes. And must take the visions seriously. They concern things in the earth. I am a dreamer. I recognize that the Lord has made me a dreamer. I don't even know if I'm going to say a visioner, but I can tell you for a fact that the Lord does show me things in my visions and in my dreams. So here it is that he said, some of us are about to dream again. Daniel praised the God of heaven for the revelation. He acknowledged that all praise belongs to God and God alone. He is in control. He alone gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the discerning. My God. God reveals deep and hidden things and knows what dwells in darkness. God is light. God has responded and made known the dream. And so that was how I ended day 3, guys, that the Lord actually fulfilled his word, right? The revelator confirmed the revelatory knowledge to Daniel. All right. So for day 3, He showed me the whole matter of fulfillment of times and season, establishing my voice in the earth, right? This was a course, and this was a training coaching session that I had. And so one of the things I was very, very specific about, guys, in the 21 days is that I was taking nothing for granted. As far as I was concerned, everything stood out during those 21 days for me. So I'm on today 4 to share what the Lord revealed. And I did write something here because, guys, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. There were times in the fast I felt like should I really keep going? Should I keep going? And so I wrote here, I feel a little dizzy and shaky, but God, you did not create me to worry. You did not create me to fear. And so, guys, God kept me. He kept me. He kept me. So, therefore, I wrote, I bless you, Lord, your name, Lord. You have brought me safe thus far. I stand in awe of your presence and of your amazing love and grace. Your word is truth, and so are you. When all things become shadows in the light of you, I worship you. Hallelujah. Guys, I worship the Lord. And so he showed me this passage is what he showed me on day 4, 2 Kings 13, verse 14 to 19. It says, take a bow. This is what I wrote out of it. Take a bow, draw the bow, shoot the bow. So take an arrow, draw your thing and fire it. Deliverance. So one of the things, this was the passage with Elisha. And the king who had gone to him, and Elisha said to him, get a bow, draw it and fire it. And then he said to him that he was supposed to beat it on the ground, and he beat it. I think he had beat it 3 times, and he said to him, why didn't you beat it for at least 5 or 6 times? It only means then that you're only going to be effective only up to 3 times. After that, the enemy will begin to win again. And I remember, guys, that, see, I wrote here, 3 times is not enough. 3 times is not enough. And so I want to say to you who are listening on this and watching this, that you are thinking that it is enough to go just this much and stop. I want to say to you, keep going. Keep going. Guys, I realize that this is going to be a lot, and I don't want this video to be too long. So I'm gonna cut this video up in parts, and I'm going to share. So when I come back, I'm going to pick up from day 5 so that you are able to keep abreast with what the Lord said to me in this fast. So thanks again, guys. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Find a way to subscribe. There's so many things I have on this channel, guys, but make sure you're subscribed. And of course, I'll come back and tell you more from day 5 onwards, what the Lord, the revelator in knowledge, truth, and the word that the Lord gave me during my 21-day fast, and how we did it day by day. Thank you. Bye-bye.